Good morning, my friends, or afternoon, shall I say. It is 12:20 on a Friday, and I'm fairly tired from my job because the one day off we get and the running around now that it got ultra busy, it's taking its toll on the old man. Well, it's sad to see because I was watching a thing or reading a thing on the dreaded FB. And it's funny because this eclipse is actually very kind of significant. I've had people ask me why, but when I tell them, they don't really understand what you're trying to tell them. Or, like on the dreaded FB, oh, there's nothing unusual. It's just an eclipse. There's no prophecy behind it. Being a Bible scholar is like being a soap opera star. See, this is what I'll go out and straight out say to anybody because this is the deal. Like you guys know, I don't go to church. It doesn't mean I don't believe in parts of the book, but I don't go to church itself. I also believe parts of the book, like what I'm saying. But this is what I throw out to a lot of people that poo-poo the book itself. See, a lot of people have things happen to them throughout their lives, and when they're little, they pray to this whatever it is. And when it doesn't happen, they then claim it's false because, well, the man in the sky didn't help me. I prayed and it didn't happen. Let's stop and think about it. Prayer or positive thinking is really the same thing. I've already said this before, and I don't know how much more I could go into that. But it really is the same thing, okay? And if you take a group of people and they positively think something, it can sometimes make that happen. Okay? So it's like the same thing. Okay? Now here's the thing. A lot of people that I know that go to actual church think that astronomy and astrology and all this other stuff is bunk, hoodwink, and witchcraft. That's what they believe. But in reality, it's altogether the same. In the beginning of the book, in Genesis, what does it say? They came from the stars. Men of renown they were. They came from the stars? The stars? Well, right then and there, that's astronomy. So it's baseless to put someone's faith down unless you understand it. And yes, there's different faiths around the world, and and each group has their own thing. But to say that this eclipses have no significance at all, then you must be living under a frickin' rock because there's a lot of things that are happening. You've got all the planets that are visible at one time, and sure, the other thing with the names of towns and stuff like that, whatever, but still it is. And it's just kind of interesting because of the way people think. And just because you don't believe in all that doesn't mean it's not true. But I'll tell you this. Western, whatever you want to say, not religion really, but where we grow up over here on this end of the world has decided that putting down religion is a funny thing and a good thing to do. And we're supposed to embrace all this other stuff and all this other crap. But yet that, oh no. And laugh at a person for what their belief is. Well, we'll see. And like I said, whether or not they're doing stuff to make it look like it's happening, or whether it's really happening, it's still happening. Okay? So, to blindly say that it's all bullshit and fake means that you don't really know what the hell you're talking about. Now, here's something that I would throw out to you. So, you know who, the guy up there, could actually really appear in the heavens and come down, and people will go, oh no, that's fake. And I'm sure we'd know the difference between, blue beam or whatever it is, we'd know, right? Well, as it turns out, I'm going to be off that day. Now, all parts of the United States will see it, just not the full eclipse. Some will only see a partial, some will see the whole thing. We're got a partial. I got my glasses. I'm off. I'm going to hang out, see if I can get pictures. It was supposed to be 75, but the weather's dropped to colder. But it's still supposed to be clear, so we'll see what happens with that. But this is an old term from an old commercial, but it really does chap my hide when people come out here and decide that, oh, well, it doesn't mean nothing. There's no significance to it at all. It's just an eclipse and this event, and they always happen. Well, these are the people that will be ill prepared when things happen, like you and I talk about. They won't have anything. They won't have food. They won't have supplies. They won't have water. They won't have anything. And then when something finally happens, they're going to be the ones that are crying or think they're going to take your stuff. So I just think it's very funny and kind of gallsy of people to put down someone's belief system. It may not be yours, but if it helps somebody through something, then more power for it. You know what I mean? Somebody gets over a drug addiction or quits doing something and that helped them, that's all the better then. You know what I mean? It is a special time. It is a special thing. You are alive to see it all happening. But if you rely on the big box in your living room to tell you everything you want to know, you're never going to know. And I'm going to tell you this. When that guy comes, that bad guy, so many people have their heads in the dark that they're never going to figure it out. Those are the ones that are going to think that the guy's great until they get duped. I already told you before on some other videos, I've kind of got my own mind with that. That earthquake that happened in New York today, I think might have been Jersey, but it was felt all over. That's rare. Now, again, I could go on a different tangent about earthquakes, okay? But I'm not going to go there yet. Anyway, this is just a little thing that was random and hit me, and I thought I'd do the video because I read that and I thought these people are so lost and so clueless, but it's better off if you are. It's kind of like with the DEF CON thing. We're probably easy DEF CON too. Easy. They're never going to put it there. And the thing is, everybody's so into sanctioning and drones and all this that nothing's really happening. And the guys that are using real stuff are actually kind of winning. But I'm going to tell you this. This is the thing I'm going to end my video with. Everybody thinks here that down the line, it's going to be this better place because of someone else. I don't see that. I don't actually really like either one of them. Both of them are too old. I don't really care for either. But everybody wants this savior back. And while it might look like that, it may end up not being that. Now, this is not a prediction. This is just a thing I'm going to throw out there because I used to do this and sometimes I'd be right. Today's the 5th. So we have 3 days until April 8th. And 3 days after will be the 12th. Well, actually, 9, 10, 11. 11, okay? So 11, which is a significant day. That would be 911. Well, no, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be 911. I'm lost. Before 11, information. No. Anyway, but 11 is a funny number. And the eclipse here will be seen at 11:11. So, between today and the 11th, I'm going to just put it there could possibly be an earthquake of 6.0 or higher, and let's say in the eclipse zone, but I'm going to go ahead and do a wide, broad spectrum and say the U.S. will have an earthquake of a 6.0 or higher between today and the 11th. Now, it could be the eclipse now, could it? Who knows? Anyway, I wanted to throw this out there because that comment that guy put on the Dreaded FB just threw me over the edge. So, my friends, peace. I'll be seeing you. Have a good day, and I'll be back eventually.